This is Hormozi, our boy, the man, the myth. Let me show you this video by Mr. Alex Hormozi. Okay, this is a really, really good one. Dude, the beard is getting so aggressive, but I love it, bro. Okay, listen to this. I'm gonna show 3 minutes and 23 seconds of this. Ready?
There's tons of other businesses that you can absolutely demolish who are making lots of money just by doing the basics. And if you execute on that for 10 years, your business grows by default because your competitors won't do that. Growing businesses is hard because it's different than people expect it to be. The singularity of focus is so important. We get presented opportunities every single day that could distract us. And the thing is, the bigger you get, the bigger the opportunities that get presented to you. So the harder it is to say no. I want to tell a quick story about the woman in the red dress, and I'm going to relate it to business. In The Matrix, one of my favorite movies, there's the woman in the red dress. And so it's one of the training programs that Morpheus takes Neo on, the main character, to teach him one simple lesson. And so they're walking through a crowd. It's normal, New York, lots of people, everyone looks different. And then there's this woman in this red dress, and Neo's head turns, and Morpheus is still talking to him, trying to teach him a lesson, right? And then he looks back, and Morpheus is like, "Were you listening?" He was like, "What?" He's like, "Or were you looking at the one in the red dress?" And he says, "Look again." He looks back at the woman, and it's Agent Smith pointing a gun to his head. The thing is I see distractions and new opportunities, shiny object as the woman in the red dress. And at every level of business, the woman in the red dress becomes more and more attractive, because at first you have to say no to 1,000 opportunities, then 10,000, then 100,000, and you have to learn how to say no again at every level. Because I thought that once I learned how to say no to the woman in the red dress, I'd be done forever. But that's not true. She comes back. Every level, she just gets hotter and hotter and hotter. I used to think that like innovation was everything. And I think innovation is important to a very, very small degree. But the vast majority of the business success is actually doing all the stuff that you know you should be doing, but you aren't. A friend of mine has a wife who's really popular, and they have literally 60 businesses. He has an Excel sheet to keep track of all the businesses he has. And I think they make about total between everything, maybe 8 figures a year. And to some of you, you're like, "Oh, that's amazing," but hear me out. So we're having this long conversation, and I just said, if there were a magic wand and you could snap your fingers and eliminate all businesses but one, how easy do you think it'd be to grow that business? He was like, "Oh my God, it would be so easy to grow that to like 30 or 50 million. I was like, "Then why don't you do that?" And he said that question has messed with him for an entire year. And he has, since that conversation, shut down business after business after business after business so that he could focus on the one that he thought was the biggest opportunity. Mark Zuckerberg didn't have side hustles. If you do one thing and you do it right and you do it all the way, you can get as big as you want. You can have a long-running business that covers the entire United States. You could do that. You could have a cosmetics business that covers the entire United States. You could have whatever type of business you want that covers everyone if you waited for a long enough period of time and didn't get distracted. It's one of my favorite quotes is by Neil Strauss. He said, "Success comes down to doing the obvious thing for an uncommonly long period of time without convincing yourself you're smarter than you are." It's the details that pay the dividends, the depth and the nuance of understanding how to do something. And so, for example, right now, obviously lots of opportunities that we have, I still don't feel like we're doing the basics. If we're not on every platform, why are we thinking about starting a new business? If we're not hardcore email marketing regularly and providing value, why are we going to start another business? If we're not even building the SEO out on our site, why are we doing something else? If we haven't completely built out the sales training for our sales team to keep their execution high, why are we thinking about doing other things? And so many entrepreneurs that I see who are talking about how they want to grow their business and do this next new thing or this exciting add-on aren't even doing the basics. And the thing, and I've said this before, but being advanced means that you never don't do the basics. And if you're like, "Well, Alex, that's going to take so much time for me to do each of those things," welcome to building a big business, because big businesses do the same things little businesses do, but they do them better and they fill the holes in the bucket.
So guys, if anyone doesn't know him, I don't know where you've been at. He's all over YouTube. He's all over TikTok. Brilliant dude. Just so everybody knows, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Homeboy's worth $100 million and he is 32 years old. So I loved what he said, and it goes just right in with what we're talking about, which is be willing to do the basics for an uncommonly long period of time. That's it. And even him at his level, can you imagine a guy that has that many eyeballs and that many people that want to work with him and that many people that want to get his advice because he's worth $100 million at 32 years old? Imagine the opportunities he gets presented. Imagine the people that hit him up and go, "Bro, why don't you just, partner with me on this and I'll give you 50% and we'll just do this thing." Imagine those opportunities. And I like what he said, the bigger you get, the bigger the opportunities that are presented to you, and the harder it is to say no, but you have to get good at doing that. Guys, I would argue if you're not doing $1 million a year in flat fee lead gen when you know it's possible because some doofus like myself can do it, then what are you guys doing trying to start the next thing? What are you guys doing trying to go and start the add-on business or do the social media or do the SEO? What are you guys doing, man? And guys, I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you because I have been there.